When you walk through a forest, what do you really see? You see the big trees, maybe some birds. It's all very quiet, very peaceful. But what if I told you that right beneath your feet there's a secret, bustling world, a hidden network that connects literally everything you see, and it's been there the whole time?
This one question, well, it's completely changing how we see the natural world. It's asking us to basically throw out that old story we all learned, the one about a silent, lonely struggle for survival. Instead, we're about to dive into a story of connection, of cooperation, and, honestly, something that looks a whole lot like intelligence.
For centuries, we saw the forest as a battlefield, but science is now showing us a totally new reality. It's a huge shift, right? From a story all about competition to one about community. So let's break down how we even figured this out.
Okay, first, let's talk about the classic view, the one most of us probably have in our heads. This is that old Darwinian model where every single plant is in this constant solo battle for its own life.
And what were they fighting over? The basics. Whoever grew tallest got the sunlight. Whoever had the strongest roots got the water and the nutrients. It was seen as this simple, brutal, zero-sum game for resources and space. And for a really long time, that was our entire understanding.
But then, a discovery came along that changed, well, everything. Scientists started to realize that the real story wasn't happening up in the branches we can see. No, it was happening deep underground, in a place we had just completely ignored.
And the person who really unlocked this whole mystery was a forest ecologist named Suzanne Simard. She just had this hunch that there was more going on. And her incredible research was the first to actually map out this complex, hidden dimension of the forest.
So what did she find? This, the mycorrhizal network. Now, I know, it sounds super scientific, but the idea is beautifully simple. It's this huge underground web of fungi, kind of like living threads, that forms a symbiotic or mutually beneficial relationship with the roots of trees, connecting them all together.
And we're not talking about just a few connections here and there. This is basically a biological internet, a wood wide web that lets the entire forest operate like a single, connected unit. Honestly, that metaphor is the perfect way to understand its incredible scale and what it does.
So if it's an internet, what's it transmitting? What kind of data is flowing through these biological pathways? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool.
It all starts with a simple trade, a contract. The trees, they get energy from the sun with photosynthesis, and they give some of that energy, in the form of carbon, to the fungi. In return, the fungi act like a massive extension of the tree's own roots, exploring the soil way more efficiently and bringing back water and nutrients. That trade is the foundation for the whole network.
And the variety of what's being transferred is just astounding. It's not just food and water. Sure, the network moves critical resources like carbon and nutrients between trees, but it also carries information in the form of chemical defense signals.
I mean, just think about that for a second. A tree that's getting munched on by insects can send out a warning through the network, telling its neighbors, hey, get ready, raise your chemical defenses, before the bugs even get there. It's a forest-wide alarm system, all happening silently, underground.
But this network isn't just a random equal opportunity web. It actually has power structures. There are these critical hubs, these powerful nodes that basically hold the whole community together. Scientists call them mother trees. These are usually the biggest, oldest trees in the forest. And they're not just larger, they are the central communication hubs. They're like the main servers of the wood wide web, with the most connections going in and out. And their job is absolutely vital. A single mother tree can be connected to hundreds of other trees. They actively feed the little saplings in the shade, the ones that can't get enough sunlight, by sending them the food they need to survive. The research even shows they can recognize and give preferential treatment to their own kin, their own seedlings. But they also share with other species and are crucial for broadcasting those defense signals we talked about. In a way, they're the keepers of the forest's wisdom.
So, let's put all the pieces together. We've gone from a story of competition to one of communication, from individual trees to a vast network, from simple plants to these powerful mother trees. What does it all add up to? What does this mean for how we should think about a forest?
Well, it means our entire traditional view has been completely turned on its head. The idea of a forest as just our random collection of competing plants is, to be blunt, obsolete.
This means a forest isn't a they. It's not a collection of separate things all fighting each other. The reality is something so much more profound. It's an it, a single, intelligent, interconnected superorganism, a complex, cooperative being where the health of one part is completely tied to the health of the whole. It breathes, it communicates, and it adapts, all as one.
And that leaves us with one last huge question. This wood wide web was hiding in plain sight for all of human history. So if this level of complex communication exists right under our feet, what other forms of hidden intelligence and connection in the natural world are we just on the verge of discovering? What else is out there just waiting for us to understand?